Hello, YouTube. I am back and I'm so excited to be back with you and to launch our weekly videos again. And let's just dive right into it, honestly. Today, I really want to talk about healing shame after trauma, after sexual trauma. Shame can be such a huge part of the experience that keeps you in the space of like, yes, what happened to you was horrible and you were a victim at that time, but keeping you in the space of victimhood and like keeping you in that thing of feeling like you're in danger or something terrible happened to you on all the days after what occurred. And that honestly is the worst feeling, because it's like you experience something terrible, yes, but it happened and now it's done technically, but now you're stuck with all these emotions and this internal experience that is just like can be hell to navigate. And that is the biggest thing to heal, is the internal turmoil, the pain, the shame, the guilt, all the feelings that come after it and that keep you from living a beautiful, turned on, empowered life where you feel worthy, where you choose a life that you deserve, that you create relationships you deserve and have an experience you deserve. And so shame really keeps you stuck in this like downward spiral after this has happened, especially when you're so young. So anyway, we're gonna dive into how do you actually heal this. So shame, healing the shame, I feel like the biggest thing is forgiveness to yourself. Not that you did anything wrong, but sometimes we can create stories around what happened, stories of it was our fault, stories of we should have told someone sooner, we should have done this, we should have done that, we should have behaved differently, we should have thought differently, we should have whatever the story is. But usually sometimes there can be a story where we're harboring this like self-blame, and it can create a lot of shame around whatever happened. And it's like, not only did something awful happen, but now there's a ton of shame and self-blame around it. And it's just, that's not fair. So learning to forgive yourself, and you can forgive the other person if you want to. I have chosen to do that in my own journey, and it's been extremely helpful. And I continue to forgive other people who hurt me or do things. I think it's very helpful. I think it releases a lot of stuck energy from our bodies. But that's your choice. And again, everything I say, take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because there is no 100% right or wrong. There's no, like, what works for me might not work for you, and that's totally okay. So forgiveness is the first thing. The second thing is, I think you have to share it, whether it be with a pen pal, someone online, someone that you trust, someone that maybe you've never met, but it's in a support group, just someone, a family member, a friend, a therapist, anyone you can. But I think it's really important to share it. And it does leave you open to, the fear is that like someone might judge you or have a response or a reaction to it that could increase the shame, that could make you feel worse for what happened. And that is always a risk. But honestly, it's so common. So many people have experienced this. You would be surprised if you have the courage to share your heart, to share what's happened to you, to share this thing. I think allow yourself the opportunity to be surprised by people, to be met with love, and to heal yourself and someone else, because you're also creating this safe space for someone else to be like, hey, thank you for sharing that, and I experienced this, and maybe they share something and you had no idea. So when you feel ready, I think sharing it and bringing it to light, not stuffing it away deep inside in the darkness, where no one can see and no one will know. Like, let it breathe, let it come to light. Don't be afraid to share it. This is your fucking life, and this is something that happened to you. This is your story to tell, and you can or cannot, whatever you choose, share it with whoever you want to. But I want you to be empowered enough to make the decision to share it if that's what feels good for you, or to test it out. You know, maybe share a little piece of something and not the whole story. But I really just want you to open yourself up to the opportunity of being loved and met and held and have that beautiful intimacy with someone that could really heal you and help you heal yourself. So sharing it is a big key. Another part I want to say is your inner child and reclaiming your innocence around pleasure and sex. So something that happens is like it can make sex feel dirty, or it can make masturbation or self-pleasure or fantasies, or it can make anything related to you and your body feel dirty or wrong or scary or risky or vulnerable. And when you reclaim the innocence around pleasure and love, making love, because that's what it's about. It's about connecting and experiencing love with another person and with yourself. So like having a sensual experience with yourself is such an opportunity for deep healing. It's what I call sensual reprogramming. You can change your brain and reprogram your beliefs in your mind and your body and your nervous system through pleasure, through worshiping yourself. And to have that sacred space be tainted by something that was not your choice is it shouldn't happen. So reclaiming the innocence of pleasure, touching yourself, being turned on, being excited, healing that inner child, and realizing like we were put on this earth with that ability to connect with ourselves in that way. We are meant to connect with other people in that way, and it's a beautiful thing. It's an opportunity, it's love, it's how we create life, it's creative energy, it's an art form in some cases, in a lot of cases. It's just such a beautiful thing, and you deserve to experience it and to not allow it to become this like dirty thing that's tainted, and now you can only enjoy it if it's a certain way, right? Rather than reclaiming the innocence of your being, of your body, of your pleasure, and knowing like it is yours and it's how it's meant to be. You were born this way, and it's beautiful, and it's safe, and it's sacred, and it's something to be enjoyed and loved and cherished. And it doesn't have to be this gross, scary, kinky, weird thing. Like, it doesn't have to be distorted. It gets to be a space of deep love, deep self-love, deep connection with someone else that you deeply care about. And yeah, to reclaim that for yourself, because you deserve it. So I'm so excited to be on YouTube again, to be creating videos and sharing. I want to do them once a week, and I'm launching a membership. It's called Figs and Fornication. And I chose that name because fornication is very confronting. It's like, oh, that's like an intense word, but it kind of demands you to like face any shame or weirdness you may have around sexuality with that word, and it's kind of cheeky and rebellious. So I love it. And then figs is so sensual and so beautiful and delicious and spiritual, and so that's what it's all about. We're going to be learning sensual reprogramming, how to reprogram your mind, body, heart, and soul using sensuality, how to reprogram your mind using sensuality, and I call it sensual reprogramming. This is something that I have discovered and taught through my past courses, my past clients, and it's how I healed a number of things. It's how I healed my phobia of bats after my rabies scare. I invited that version of me into a space of safety and worship and sensual freedom, and I told her she was beautiful and worthy of love, and that trigger, those chemicals suspended in my brain that were creating the trigger, because it was met in a safe space where I got to complete that action, it dissolved, that fear dissolved. And now I can be outside, there's bats flying around, and I don't like them, but I'm not terrified. I don't have to run inside, I can walk. It's just been such a huge like support system for me, and I think this is a really powerful tool that is underused. And like, because I feel like I've created it, I don't know, maybe people were doing it before, but so it's something I'm really passionate about, like not fixing yourself free, but worshiping and loving yourself to freedom and to become the best version of you that you want to be. And like your truest, most authentic version of you. Because I'm so sick of people trying to like change themselves, or the rhetoric of like become, you know, like you have to become the version of you who blah, 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 blah. It's like, I think you actually are meant to know yourself and just love yourself and worship yourself free, rather than this obsession of fixing everything. You are not broken. And so that's the mindset behind everything I teach, everything I do. So the Figs and Fornication membership, we're teaching sensual reprogramming. We're teaching the journey to sensual redemption, which I think is every woman's path, every woman's rite of passage. That's what I was trying to think of. It's this like initiation that every woman goes through, and it's different than The Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell, but it's kind of inspired by it. But I realized, I was like, women go through a different journey, and this is that. So you'll be able to locate yourself on the journey and see and like have support and tools. It's gonna be about sensual and sexual healing, empowerment, spiritual connection. There's pleasure practices, meditations. There's just gonna be so many fun things in there. So I have the waitlist available, the type form little thing. You can just fill out your information. I'll let you know when it's open and when we can start diving in, because every month there's going to be different classes, different topics. We're starting with shame, but there's also going to be a lot of fun and empowerment. It's about living your most empowered, free life that's full of love. I think love is the purpose of all of it. Love is why we're here, and love, being able to connect to yourself with love in a space of love, and to connect with someone else in a space of love, even if it's just a one-night stand. I think that is so crucial. I think that's huge in terms of living an empowered, turned on life where you are feeling worthy, where you make things happen for yourself, where you take charge, and you're just a badass woman. So this is for women. My men, I'm sorry, if you want, you can purchase my Erectile Dysfunction Isn't Real course. If you need support, that is there for you. You can message me for that, the link, because I think I archived it. But sending you lots of love. I also have a Substack newsletter that goes out. It's more like empowerment, things with my business and my startup, Soulgasm, where we're creating pleasure products that help women heal trauma. Again, sensual reprogramming. So I'm working on so many things. I cannot wait to share with you, connect with you, ask me any questions, send me a message, join the membership waitlist. And I'm just really pumped for this. I'm sending you so much love. You are so worthy and whole and complete. You are not broken. And this is just an opportunity for you to heal and step into your power. So I'll see you soon.